Mind, follow you hard. The things that the heart can understand and feel that the mind cannot relate to. There are things that you feel, that you know in your heart of hearts that's not logical, it's not practical, it's not realistic, but there's something in you that says, I can do this. You do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. People that are hungry are uncommon people. Hungry have a vision of themselves when they leave here, leaving a legacy, not liability.
How do you get to that next level? You must learn to dominate. You cannot compete. Domination, not competition. Anybody can do this, folks. Anybody can do this. This is not about a college degree. This is about massive amounts of action. Whatever you think you're worth, if you're not sure of your own value, your own goals, and what you want, the world will never reward of what you want, your value, and your goals.
People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry are unstoppable. People that are hungry refuse to give up. I'm willing to make this happen. No excuse is acceptable. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I can do it. If anybody's ever done it at any point in time in history, then what's possible for one is possible for me, and I'm going to do it. It's my time. It's possible. It's necessary. It's me. It's hard. It's worth it. I don't know what you want. It seemed like yesterday when I was a new kid on the block. Now I'm 68. My mother, remember the first home I bought her? Home she saw. She didn't know I had planned to get that home. Purchased a home, and I said, "Oh, I think I know the people who live there." I said, "Yes, sir." So I'll stop in and say hello. I drove in, I opened the door. She got out of mom at that time, about 76. She held my arm, we were walking toward the house. We got to the door, and I couldn't hold it anymore. I reached my pocket and took the key out, and I put it in the door. This is your home. Mama, I bought this to you. I pushed it over. She stuck her head in the door. She said, "Anybody home?" I said, "No, Mama. Nobody's here. This is yours." If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for work day and night, give up your time, your peace, and its people. For all that you dream and scheme is about. Life seems useless and worth is without it. And if you already sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, the help of God, you will get it.
Hello? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. If you can hear me, let me have your yes. Good morning. Welcome to Plan Your Trade, Train Your welcome to Plan Your Trade, Trade Your Plan Daily Currency Review for the 19th of March 2019. Okay. So everybody is hearing me loud and clear. So thank you again for coming. Good morning to you all. So let's start off. So today, I hope you all have gone through this disclaimer. Today we're going to start off with our Forex calendar. So today being the 19th, we have a high impact news coming up by 10:30 for the British pound. Then we have another Brexit vote today. Parliament Brexit vote. I don't know what they're voting for today, but let me have a look at this. Okay, today is 19. I don't know what they're voting for today. I don't seem to have an idea of what they're voting for today. Okay, deadlock. Yes, they have something to vote today. You can see. Yeah, I think this one might be the heavy fireworks. So let's see how it goes. So knowing that, first thing we go over to, and again, there is something else. There is I'm not so good with fundamentals. I only just note it, know when it's coming out, so I don't get run over in my position. I don't trade fundamentals, but I need to be aware of when they'll be released. You need to pay attention to tomorrow being Wednesday the 20th. This FOMC would have a major impact on the market activity for today. So you need to be a bit cautious when trading dollar-related pairs. So knowing that, we move over to our daily pair, our dollar index. We always start with our dollar index. And if we see on our dollar index, it seems to rally yesterday or run into this trend line. But the support at 96.39 is still holding. So here's the storyline. There's this support and there's this trend line support. So you have two support structures nearby. A break above this trend line will signal a rally on the dollar index. But for now, the dollar index is sitting above a support. You either wait for a break above this trend line or a break. You need to be careful here because there was something that happened on a pair. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Euro AUD. I think I remember clearly. Yes, it was the Euro AUD. If you notice, the Euro AUD if you drop down to your 1 hour chart, it broke this support here, as you can see. But the trend line support acted as a bounce. It tapped into it and moved back up. The same scenario you're having on your dollar index, as you can see. So you need to be careful. If this support here at 96.39 gets broken, you mean they canceled the Brexit vote for today? I'm not aware. Forex Factory, I don't know. Someone said they canceled it. I don't know what the person is saying. I'm not seeing it clearly. So you need to be careful of this break at this structure here. You might get a break below this trend line. You might get a break below this trend line and price may come down to this area. The next pair we'll be looking at is gold. And looking at gold seems to be, gold broke a trend line yesterday. It broke a trend line. The trend line was here. Let me draw it. I updated the chart. So this was the trend line. As you can see, it's still at that trend line for now. And see, it broke it, but it has wicks to the high. It still has wicks to the high, but it's still, for now, in a bullish structure. As you can see, this seems to be a rising channel. So gold, for now, has a tilt to the upside. There's no bearish bias now for gold. It still has a tilt to the upside. A break below this trend line will change the bias from being bullish to bearish on gold. The next pair we'll be looking at is USDCHF. I'm looking at the USDCHF. It broke this trend line. It broke this static support here at 1.0020. But now the 4-hour trend line, which is coming all the way from down here, is acting as a sort of support. As you can see, price is currently at that level. A break below this trend line may send price down to 0.9986 or 0.9956. But should this level hold, this is what you will expect. Should this level hold, you will expect price to move above this 1.0, retest it, then move higher on this pair. So that's the game plan for this pair. The next pair we'll be looking at is the EURUSD. Looking at the EURUSD is still in a resistance area. So for now, engaging a long position at this area is a bit risky because the EURUSD, the EURUSD still has a lot of resistance structure here. As you can see, all these are resistance structure. So you may get a spike above this place and a move down. But if you get a move like this above this area and you get a retest and they hold as support, then price may move higher on the EURUSD. But like I said, they have FOMC tomorrow. So you just need to be a bit careful as to what the market might play out on this pair. Next pair we'll be looking at is the GBPUSD as a pound. And if you look at the pound dollar, the same thing played out. This support structure I noted yesterday between 1.3225 and 1.3202. You can see the way price broke below it, but this trend line, this 4-hour trend line here, let me set it up well. This 4-hour trend line served as a support and price didn't break below it. So as price didn't break below it, we still have our bias to the downside on this pair. And to the upside, sorry. We still have our bias to the upside on this pair. So for now, except like I said, and if you observe there's something else on this pair on the 4-hour. There's a 4-hour, let me remove this. You see this 4-hour candle. If you notice, price is dancing within his range. This is what you call a bullish anchor candle. One thing with bullish anchor candle is that their open price is a very strong support. And if you notice for time, price has not gone below. Okay, thank you. Someone is saying that they canceled the no vote, so they canceled the no votes again. So thank you very much, but we'll still watch out. This 4-hour candle is serving as a kind of master candle, but it's an anchor because it's a bullish candle with momentum, but there was no continuation. So price now started ranging within its body. And if you notice, whenever price comes down to the open candle, to the open price, and the open price on this pair is 0.32, 0.3213. Whenever price comes there, it goes back up. So, and then if I then add back my levels, that was why I shaded it so that you see it. So now, as long as price stays above this area and this trend line, there exists the potential that this GBPUSD may try to rally up. So for now, there seems to be an interim resistance at this area, as we can see. There's an interim resistance at this area at 1.3300, which is a psychological level. The psychological level are normally round numbers or numbers with 50. So you have something like 1.3300, 1.3350. That's how the psychological levels come in. They can either act, if price is below them, they may act as resistance to price. If price is above it, it may act as support to price. As you can see, there's a psychological round number here of 1.3200 somewhere here. So for now, the GBPUSD seems to have a bullish bias to a sort of ranging kind of market. So the best thing on this pair is to note where you have your resistance, note where you have your support, and trade accordingly. The next pair we'll be looking at is EUROGBP. The next one we'll be looking at is the EURGBP, and if you notice, the EURGBP got to this trend line yesterday and spiked down. So now this is the scenario. 85.43 here is acting as support. As long as this level here, let me shift this. Sorry. Please, if you can hear me, can you type yes? Someone is saying they can't hear me, that there is no volume. If you can hear me, please type in yes. If you can hear me, please type in yes. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So if we look at this pair, we have our support, first support at this area. We have our first support at this area, 0.8542. As our first support comes in at this area at 0.8542. So now this is the first support level, interim support level. Should price go below this level, then it may come down to 0.8510. So now on the Euro GBP, I can't say much. But if you notice, there's an anchor candle here. You see this bearish anchor candle. The open price on the anchor candle serves as resistance. As you can see, price after so many days, price was able to close above it yesterday. For closing above it, it left an evening star formation. But once this is a reversal pattern, yes, but it's not playing out yet. So that's one thing you need to be aware with price action signal. You need to be aware of where you're finding it. The range is too short here. So the deal now means as long as this level here at 0.8542 holds, price may still try higher. But for now, the best bet is just to watch and see. As you can see, price is gradually carving out higher highs. See this high here and the high of yesterday. So let's see how today plays out. The next we'll be looking at is the AUDUSD. And looking at the AUDUSD, you can see yesterday price broke above this trend line. As you can see, what you're currently seeing now is a retest of this trend line. As you can see, this is a retest of this trend line. So should this trend line serve as support now? It was previous resistance. Should it serve as support, there exists the tendency that you may see price move higher. As you can see, price has already broken above it and has been playing above it. So should it serve as a good support, you may see price move higher to 71.29 or to this trend line at this area. As this trend line is coming from it, as the channel, this channel resistance here. So that's the game plan for the AUDUSD. The next pair we'll be moving over to is the dollar yen. And if you look at the dollar yen, this support trend line is holding. Price tested it yesterday. Price tested it and sort of bounced from it. There is a sort of resist support at this 11114. So should this level hold, there exists a tendency that price may try this 11144. Should it hold as resistance, should that 11144 hold as resistance, then you may see price rally to it and move away from it. But should itself fail as a resistance, then you may see something like this: break, retest, then a move higher on the pound yen. And remember, there is FOMC coming up tomorrow, so there may be a bit of movement on the dollar pair. There might be a bit of slow movement on the dollar pair because the market might not be, the uncertainty of the market to be reflected in the dollar having low liquidity or very little movement today. So you just need to be careful about that. Next pair we'll be looking at is the euro yen. And looking at the euro yen, it rallied up into this resistance. I was thinking it would rally up a bit higher, but it got to this resistance. Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this stuff. Okay. It's now finding support at 1.2616. As you can see, it already has, it's showing back-to-back reversal patterns, but bearish reversal patterns. But this support at 1.126.16 is still holding. So a move below this level, in case you've not taken any position, a move below this level, you would wait for a break, a retest, then a move to either here or lower, as the case may be. But for now, you just need to be a bit cautious. The support seems to be holding. So you would either be looking to engage yourself from 126.58 or a break below and retest of 126.16, as the case may be. The next pair we'll be moving over to is the pound yen. And looking at the pound yen, this trend line held price yesterday. As you can see, there is a support structure. Price broke below it, but was held by this trend line. So there exists the potential that price finding support here may try this area. And it's noteworthy that there is a falling trend line here that is still being playing as resistance. Price has not been able to break above it, and this high at 1.4859. So these are levels you need to pay attention to. But should price break below this level, what you'll be expecting is a retest and a move lower for the GBP, for the British pound yen. The next pair we're moving over to is the GBPCHF. The GBPCHF, well, seems to have broken this trend line. Let me get rid of it. I can't see much on this pair. It seems just to be ranging. So if you're to trade this pair, I will advise caution. It has no general direction, as you can see. It seems to be tilting to the upside, but for now, he's in what I will call no man's land. He's making lower lows on the 4-hour and seems to be pointing down lower. So for now, I can't say on this pair. The only thing I can say is we just need to watch and be a bit careful on this pair. Next pair we'll be moving over to is the EURAUD. And as you can see, this support held yesterday, and this dual support, static and diagonal, held. The price is now bouncing up towards this resistance at it's a psychological level at 1.6,000. So there's a potential that, as you can see, there has been lots of weeks to the high from this area. So if price gets to this area and you get the right kind of bearish evidence on the lower time frame, you can execute a short position from here down to this trend line, as the case may be for an intraday trade. And that trade may be worth, from this point down to here, might be worth 40 something pips. So that done, the next pair we're moving over to is the GBPAUD. And looking at the GBPAUD, it broke this trend line. That's my trend line here. Broke it, but found support at 1.8618 as the support structure level, as you can see. Then now the question is, what's his next line of action? Let me get rid of this. Well, there is a falling trend line, a secondary falling trend line here, you can see. So now the game plan is this: a move above here might send price to this two. But should price get rejected at this point, it may fall down to this area. So the game plan is either or. A break above, retest, and move higher. Serves as resistance, then it may come down to this area. So for now, this pair is best just to observe, not to get involved with it for now, as the case may be, because it's greatly being influenced by the actions of the euro pound. So you need to be careful here. Should the euro pound start to drop heavily, this pair has the tendency to shoot up. The next pair we'll be looking at is the New Zealand USD. Looking at the New Zealand USD, let me get rid of all this. So as you can see, this trend line, price got to here, this upper trend line rejected, came down and found support here, and it's now bouncing. So now the question is, you just wait for a break above this area. That's the best thing. A break above here, retest and they move higher, or a break below, a retest and they move lower. So that's just the game plan for this pair now. You don't want to get involved at this area. Next pair we'll be looking at is the USD CAD. And the USD CAD, yesterday it rallied, but there's something here. I can only show you this from a daily point of view. Yes. There is a sort of a fib level here. You know, from this point to this point, price got to the 618 and dropped. Now, the 50% seems to be acting as a sort of a cap on price movement. So that was what happened yesterday when price got to this point here. The area is somewhere here and dropped. But that does not diminish the slightly bullish bias on this pair. As you can see, his lows are still holding. So you might say he's in sort of a range now, but as long as price stays above this support level, the trend still has more move to the upside. Only a move below this support will turn buyers back again to the downside to retest this area. The next pair we'll be looking at is the GBPCAD. Looking at the GBPCAD, the GBPCAD has a tendency to still rally, but there is resistance here. Let me readjust this resistance properly. It seems to be resistance here at 1.7735. As you can see, this trend line is holding. So this is resistance, this is support. The best thing is just to, but knowing that there is CAD weakness, there is a potential for this man to move higher. But now this is where there's a little bit of a, would I say, a bit of a quagmire in a way. Should the EURGBP gain strength, GBPCAD will drop out of the sky. Should the EURGBP start to lose strength, then these bullish bias will continue, because for now he has a slightly bullish bias to a sort of a range. As you can see, now the highs are getting higher, but the tops are still slightly flat. So you might say that you're in a sort of a triangle. Let me do this. You are in a sort of a triangle here on this pair, as you can see. The price is in a sort of triangle for now. So you wait for a break to either side. So that is it for today. Before I go, let me quickly show some of you how to make use of some of these structure levels. When you get these structure levels, let me do this. Let me pick up a pair. Let me pick up on your MT4, since some of you use MT4. If you pick up the level, assuming you have a support level at this point, let's assume you have support level at this point, and you're expecting that if price comes here, price will move higher. This is what you do. You right click on your chart go to trading. Do you see this alert? Select it. If you notice, when you do that, do you see this arrow here? The arrow here is an alert telling you that once price gets here, you get notified. So how do you take care of this? You go to your terminal. This is your terminal here where you find out your trade history, exposure, and all that. You go to alert. When you go to alert, since this is EURCHF, this is the alert here. You double click on it, it will pop up. When it pops up, you can either edit the level as you want, or you leave it as it is. If you leave this level, when it pops, it will give you their sound. The sound, it will go something like this. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is what it will sound like. It will sound like you're getting a notification from your MT4. But so that you'll be able to differentiate what alert you're getting, you click on this. If you have any music stored on your laptop, you go to that icon. Like here, I'll click on this music. Maybe I might want to use a song so that when it starts playing, I'll then know that this is what is playing. Then let me pick something else. Let me pick ABBA. Then play this. I don't know if you can hear this, but once it plays, if I test it, once price gets to that level, this is what will happen. Your music player will pop up and the song will start to play. It will play for a period of 5 times before it stops. 10 seconds, 5 times to draw your attention. So that way, you don't need to be watching your chart consistently. You do not need to be watching your chart consistently. So if you look at the pairs that I give and their levels, you could just go to your MT4, note them, and place an alert there. Once price gets there, you get notified, and it's very easy for you to place it. So I'm running out of time. Thank you all for coming. The link will be posted in the various Telegram groups. So if you want to go over this that I've just said, you can watch it again on YouTube. So you can watch it again on YouTube. So once again, thank you all for coming. And for those trading UCHF, let me look at this. Let me just do a little review of this UCHF, EUROCHF. There is a bearish anchor candle here. You need to be aware of it. So thank you all again for coming. Wish you all a very beautiful trading day ahead. Thank you.